Greetings, booktubers, and welcome back to Grammaticus Books. And it's been a while since I have uploaded a video. It's been over a week. And the reason it's been over a week since I've uploaded a video is because I got sent down to Chattanooga last week for a week's worth of training on myself and a couple of my coworkers. We finished up Friday, passed all the tests, and then got in the car Saturday, drove all day Saturday, and got back here. Now it's Sunday, and I can finally get back to what's important, which is uploading booktube videos. So if you haven't been to Chattanooga, it's a wonderful city. It's a great little small city, very historic downtown, very walkable, very pedestrian friendly, with all kinds of things to do, all kinds of tourist attractions, places to eat. I highly recommend, if you're within a short driving distance of it, of going to Chattanooga and checking it out. You won't be disappointed. But most importantly, it is also located right next to Chattanooga, that is, right next to a McKay's used bookstore. Now, if you're not familiar with the McKay's used bookstore, it's a chain. There's a small number of them. I think there's around 4 or 5 of them. And they're located mostly in the southern Midwest. And they are these huge used bookstores. I did a quick video. There's a short video of a McKay's in Knoxville that I visited. And this is the second one I've been to in Chattanooga. So when I finished up everything and I passed all my tests on Friday afternoon, got in my car, I drove over to McKay's in Chattanooga, and I checked it out. And I did a quick video of McKay's from the upstairs so you can see just how gigantic these used bookstores are. And I'll tag that on at the end of this video so you can check that out. But I went to McKay's and I went a little nutty. So at least for me, this is not usual for me. When I go to used bookstores, I try to behave. I did not behave at McKay's this past Friday. So I just wanted to share with you guys here and get a video going to get back in the rhythm with a McKay's used bookstore book haul. And without any further ado, we'll jump right into it. And the first book is Michael Moorcock, The Champion of Garethorn, which is the #2 book in the Chronicles of the Castle Brass, which I have not heard of. I've only read his Elric stories. I saw that sitting in there, and these are getting more and more unusual to find on the bookshelf, so I snatched that up. I think it was about $3 for this one. And it's got cover art by Robert Gould, which is pretty interesting cover art. I like that. Sort of typical for the Elric books. So that was book number 1 of the 14 that I got. The second one I got was Man-Xin Wars with Larry Niven, Paul Anderson, and Dean Ing. They each have 3 short novellas in this. This is the first of the Man-Xin Wars. I was really surprised to find book number 1 sitting there. You see like numbers 3 and 4 all the time in used bookstores, but you rarely see this book here, the first one in the Man-Xin War series. So I snatched that up. I think I paid about $1.50 for it. And that classic sci-fi cover art is by Stephen Hickman. You can check out that cover right there with a Kazin warrior on it. So the Man-Xin Wars, #1 in that series. And I saw this one, I absolutely had to have it. C.M. Kornbluth, and it is The Syndic. I always want to call it The Syndicate, but it's The Syndic. And it's in the far future. The financial and governmental systems have collapsed under the weight of their own red tape and bureaucracy. Most of the world has regressed into savagery, but in America, the ever-resourceful mob supplies liquor, gambling, women, loans, employment, and its own harsh justice. In other words, everything the public needs at prices everyone can afford. It's the best of all possible worlds until the bad old U.S. government begins to reemerge. And that looked just super interesting. And that is going to vault straight to the top of my TBR as soon as I finish out my current book. So C.M. Kornbluth, The Syndic, that should be a really good one. Then I picked up this one right here by Gordon R. Dickson, The Pritcher Mass, which is a little sci-fi book. I think I paid like $1.25 for this. I think that was like the average price I paid for most of these books. And what a just spectacular cover. The cover sold it. I don't know anything about this book at all, but I saw that classic cover there, that beautiful cover work, vintage sci-fi cover, and I had to have it. Let me see if it attributes who did that cover. Cover art by Kelly Freas, or Freas, F-R-E-A-S. Just spectacular. So I had to pick that one up. Then I got the Worlds of Fritz Leiber, or Leiber. I don't know, I always want to call him Leiber, but it's Leiber. And this is a collection of Fritz Leiber science fiction, horror, and fantasy stories. Really good stuff. I did not know that Fritz Leiber wrote science fiction. I always thought that he was primarily a fantasy writer. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. And then I got another one by Fritz Leiber. It's a dual novel. It's a double novel here. It is Riding the Torch and Destiny Times 3 by Fritz Leiber and Norman Spinrad. So that should be a good one too. And then there was Leigh Brackett, The Sword of Rhiannon. This is an old ace. Yeah, it's an old ace, 40 cents. I think it's from the 1950s. And it is 1953. Mars a Million Years Ago. Mars, planet of science lords and man monsters, world of mystery and marvels. Into this lost world plunged Matt Karst, explorer of interplanetary ruins, to find himself inhabiting the body of a mythical god, which sounds a lot like Edgar Rice Burroughs' Princess of Mars. So I'm wondering how close that one's going to be, but I'll check it out. And then speaking of Edgar Rice Burroughs, I got Tanar of Pellucidar, which sounds like a pirate story by Edgar Rice Burroughs. That was pretty good. This is one of the more expensive books I bought. I think that one ran me about $4.50. And then I saw this one here. I absolutely bought this book for the cover. It is Warrior Woman by Marion Zimmer Bradley. I've not heard of Marion Zimmer Bradley before. If anybody out there is familiar with her works, please put it down in the comments section what you think about her. This really reminds me quite a bit of C.L. Moore, Jarell of Jory. She's got the red hair there, just like Jarell of Jory. And that spectacular cover art on there. I hope that's attributed. Let me take a quick look. It's a Dawes Collector's Book, number 642. Copyright 1985 by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Cover art by James Gurney. So I'm always interested in female fantasy writers when I come across them, like C.L. Moore. So I'll be interested to see how Zimmerman here, or I should say Zimmer Bradley, pardon me, stacks up to C.L. Moore. But great cover artwork there. Then I got a classic science fiction one here, Piers Anthony, Against Time. I think that's like $1.50. Pardon me, I got something stuck in my throat. And then I found a reprint of the Sunset Warrior, which is by Eric Van Lustbader, which has got a reworking, sort of an homage to the classic cover by, was it Dan Mites? I think he did the original cover work here on Sunset Warrior. Oh, where is it? No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. So we got Sunset Warrior, the original there. Here it is. There's the back of it. You've got that portal that's opening up. And here you've got him coming out of that same portal, sort of an homage to this original cover here by Mites, which is just spectacular. And I saw that cover. I've already got this book, like you see, but I had to buy that one for the cover work. I paid 25 cents for that. That was a nickel, or 25 cents. So that was that one. And then I got Dyson. I filled in the last in the series here by Eric Van Lustbader. So that's book 3 in the series. Yeah, third one, which I was missing. So I was glad to grab that one. I paid a nickel for this book. And it's a bit dinged up. It's a little chipped on the cover. But still a nickel for that great wraparound cover. And to fill in the third one in the series, I'm going to call that a score. And then there's another Edgar Rice Burroughs here, The Eternal Savage by Edgar Rice Burroughs with that great Frazetta cover. And then the last book I picked up was the most expensive one, which was Old Man's War by John Scalzi. I read this a long time ago. I need to reread it. I've been looking for it in every used bookstore that I've gone into. I keep looking for it. You can almost never find it. Actually, you can never find it. I haven't been able to until now at McKay's, and McKay's came through, although I did pay out the nose for this one a little bit. This one cost me $7.50. It was the most expensive book that I got. But again, it's been on my want list for quite a while. So McKay's came through and scored Old Man's War by John Scalzi. And that's due for a reread. When I reread that one, I definitely will do a full video on Old Man's War. But that's it. I'm back. If you're wondering where I was, there's a quick book haul, McKay's book haul video. I'll upload this to the internet, get it out there. And I've got a bunch of videos on backlog, and I'll have a bunch out here this coming week. And with that, I'm going to say take care, be safe. It's good to be back, and I'll catch you guys next time.